Hello, darkness, my old friend. You've come to talk with me again. Sens lose 4-2 to the New York Rangers. It's the same result we've been experiencing for the last week and a half. 4 games in a row, to be exact. After winning 4 of 6, we've lost 4 in a row. Up and down and up and down and up and down. All the dang time with this team. I will say, though, they only managed to give up 4 goals last night, with one of them coming in an empty net. In their last 9 games, they've only managed to give up 3 or less just once. For them to give up 3 in an empty net in this one, that's progress. As always, though, let's start with lineup changes. Colin White made his return after missing Friday's game with an injury. Max McCormick came out to make room for him. Craig Anderson got the start and goal, and the rest of the lineup stayed the same. Meaning, despite taking a puck to the face and leaving early on Friday night, the swelling in Mark Stone's face went down, and he was good to go. With defense being a struggle, the Sens did mix up their lines, however, hoping to keep a few extra pucks out of the net. Stone, Kachuk, and White, they were kept the same, but the other 3 lines, they were all changed up. Tom Pyatt moved on a line with Duchesne and Batherson. Smith centered a line of Dzingel and Ryan, while Tierney, Bodker, and Pajärvi made up the 4th line. Not exactly the lines I would have gone with, but let's see how it works out. In the early going, it didn't work out all that great, as the Rangers got on the board first. With just over 9 minutes left in the period, former Sen Mika Zibanejad steals the puck off defenseman Dylan DeMello. He sends it in front to Mark Stahl, who quickly fires it by Craig Anderson to give the Rangers a 1-0 lead. Move the puck quicker and be harder on your stick. That just seemed way too easy for Zibanejad. Oh, and who is covering Stahl? Standing in prime real estate, and still no one seems bothered by it. These lines aren't working. The one line that does work, though, is the line that stayed the same. Stone feeds Kachuk on an odd man rush. He sends it in front to White, who's robbed by Lundqvist. Stone picks up the rebound, shovels it home, and just like that, we're tied at 1. Once again, this line shows a willingness to go to the net, and once again, they're rewarded for it. But before I can get too excited, the goal is under review. Oh great, we're about to have another goal called back. Oh wow, it counted! I can't believe a call like that went in the favor of the Sens for once. As for the goal itself, it was pretty iffy. I can understand why it was called a goal, but I could also understand why Rangers fans would be upset. Oh well, you'd get yours. In the meantime though, the goal counts, and the teams hit the first intermission, tied at 1. Period 2 features no goals, but both teams have plenty of chances. Pajärvi is stopped by Lundqvist off the rush. Bodker can't jam home the rebound either. Colin White goes off the post on a breakaway. Anderson kicks out his pad on a point-blank shot by Kreider. Anderson swats one off the goal line after Zibanejad hits the post. Pyatt fires a backhand off the crossbar. Howden rings one off the post on a late power play. Both teams have lots of chances. Neither hit the back of the net, and we head to the 3rd period, tied at 1. But both goalies better show some love to their goalposts, because boy oh boy did they ever get some help. After 2 periods, the Sens are still very much in this game, and it's been pretty even throughout. 1 goal each, 22 shots each. Both teams hit the post twice in the 2nd period, and the Sens held just a 15-14 edge in scoring chances. So here we are, heading to the 3rd with everything to play for. Let's get it, boys! But early in the period, getting it didn't seem to be in their vocabulary. Less than 3.5 minutes in, Ryan Strome cuts across the middle of the ice. He sends a backhander towards the goal. It somehow finds a way through Anderson, trickles across the goal line, and the Rangers lead 2-1. Not so fast. Anderson was standing in the crease next to Anderson, and the goal is under review. Remember when I said the Rangers will get theirs? Well, here it is. The goal stands, and the Rangers take a 2-1 lead. Should it have counted? Honestly, I have no idea. But I'll say sure it should have. Was there contact made with Anderson? Well yeah, he couldn't extend his blocker to make the save. Should it have been enough to get the goal called back? Based on precedent, probably. Based on whether it actually should have been or not, probably not. I can't say I'm all that upset by the call. Either way, the goal stands and the Rangers take the lead. What is upsetting though, is they fail to answer that up with anything substantial. Less than 5 minutes after Anderson made it 2-1, the Rangers extend their lead. Ceci gets caught on an awful pinch, and Hedl and Kreider race in on a 2-on-1. Harper, being the only defender back, chases the puck carrier. That leaves Kreider wide open in front, Hedel feeds him with a pass, Kreider beats Anderson, and the Rangers lead 3-1. First of all, what was CC doing pinching there? There's a time and a place, and that was neither the time nor the place. But even if he does make that pinch, he's gotta have a defender behind him who can at least try to bail him out. This is the second game in a row where Harper made a terrible defensive play, and it cost his team a goal. I touched on his terrible one-on-one play against the Stars, and in this game, this play was really no better. Like I mentioned in my last video, I spent most of my childhood playing forward, but I did play some defense, and I was told one very important thing on a 2-on-1. As the lone defender back, you have one job: take away the pass. A goalie should make the save off the rush on a 2-on-1, but he's a lot less likely to make the save if he has to make a diving cross-crease save. Take away the pass, and you significantly lower the chances the other team has of scoring a goal. So with that in mind, can someone please tell me why Harper was taking away the shot first? Yes, CC was tracking back hard on the play, but he was nowhere near close enough to force the puck carrier to make a play. Irritating. Just very, very irritating. Even our defensive defensemen don't seem to care enough to make the right play in their own end. One thing they do seem to care about is trying to come back to win after they fall behind by a bunch of goals. With under 3 minutes to play, Duchesne sends a pass down low to Kachuk. He sends a quick feed over to Stone, who one-times it by Lundqvist, and just like that, the Sens cut their deficit to 3-2. But like each of the last two games, the Sens' comeback bid comes to an abrupt end thanks to an empty net goal. Chabot gives it right to Zibanejad. He fires it from the red line down the ice and into the empty net, sealing a 4-2 Rangers win. How fitting that a giveaway would end it. Just seems to fall in line with everything else this team does defensively. Now, let's hit good news, bad news. The good news for the Sens on this night was Stone was good to go. I mentioned in the last video that losing Stone for any length of time would be a big blow for this team. Having him in this game, and those moving forward, is huge. And like I also mentioned in that video against the Stars, should Stone play against the Rangers, we could expect a pretty good bounce back. 2 goals and a +1 rating? That's not too shabby. Stone is a leader on this club, and leads by example on the ice. While it didn't exactly lead to the right result in this one, it was nice to see him backing out there. Now, the bad news. Craig Anderson was outplayed. Plain and simple. Was he bad? No, not even close. But he was outplayed by Henrik Lundqvist. Lundqvist made a number of excellent saves, and so did Anderson. But take a look at the second and third Rangers goals. I know the second one there was some contact, but I still would have liked to have seen him make that save. And the third one, it came on a 2-on-1, but he got most of the save, so why not get all of it? Anderson has a number of reasons to play less than his best, including poor defensive hockey in front of him, an over-reliance on him to play games, and an over-reliance on him to make a number of saves when he does play. But if he's in the net, and more specifically if he's making part of the save, I'd really like to see him make all of it. Anderson wasn't bad on this night. In fact, he was far from it, but he was outplayed by his contemporary. A very good contemporary, I might add, but a contemporary he could still beat. Looking ahead, the Sens will look to get back in the win column tonight when they visit the Philadelphia Flyers. Heading into the contest, the Flyers hold an edge in the season series against the Sens, thanks to a 7-4 win on October 10th in Ottawa. The two teams do come into the contest scuffling a little bit though, as the Sens have lost 4 in a row and the Flyers are losers of 4 of 5. Both teams are also looking to get some help between the pipes, as the Flyers will start Anthony Stolarz for the first time this season. Stolarz became the 4th goalie to see action this season, after he came on in relief of Calvin Pickard on Saturday night in Toronto. The Sens, meanwhile, will likely respond with Mike McKenna. They haven't officially announced who's going to start yet. At least they haven't as of now when I'm recording this, but I would expect it'll likely be McKenna. After playing last night, and having 4 games in 6 nights, it would only make sense that they would start McKenna on the second night of a back-to-back. With McKenna likely starting, and Stolarz making his first start of the season, we could be in for a pretty high-scoring night. These noon updates are killer. Apparently Boucher says that McKenna will in fact start. So I guess I got that right. And with the Flyers having already dropped a touchdown on the Sens earlier this season, could be a long night for the Sens defensive core. Just find a way to win. See ya later tonight.